You land in Cape Town, open Google Maps, and think, cool, I'll just walk everywhere. Yeah, that's usually the first mistake. Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, but if you understand a few things locals already know, your trip goes from good to unforgettable. Cape Town is different. It's beaches and mountains in the same frame, luxury and struggle, sometimes right next to each other. It's one of those places that looks simple on the surface, but once you're here, you realize there's a lot more going on. And locals? They genuinely appreciate tourism, but there are a few things that come up again and again, not because tourists are doing anything wrong, but because no one really explains it properly. So think of this as the version a local friend would give you, the stuff that makes your trip smoother, safer, and a lot more meaningful. The first thing most visitors don't realize? Cape Town isn't one place. It feels like a compact beach city, but it's actually spread out across multiple areas that each feel completely different. Camps Bay feels like a luxury coastal strip. The CBD is more urban and fast-paced. Constantia is green and quiet. Stellenbosch feels like a completely different town altogether. And they're not right next to each other. What looks like a short distance on a map often turns into a proper drive. That's why locals don't really walk between areas. They Uber, they drive, they plan. Once you understand that, everything changes. You stop trying to squeeze everything into one day and start experiencing each place properly. And honestly, that's when Cape Town slows down in the best way. This is probably the biggest misconception. Some visitors arrive expecting Cape Town to be dangerous everywhere, and others arrive thinking it's completely carefree. The reality is somewhere in the middle. Cape Town is like most major cities. There are areas that are very safe, especially for tourists, and others where you just wouldn't go, especially at night. Places like the V&A waterfront, Camps Bay, and most wine farms are generally very comfortable. But locals don't move around blindly. They stay aware, they know where they are, they don't take unnecessary risks, and they don't put themselves in avoidable situations. And that's really the key difference. It's not fear, it's awareness. Once you adopt that mindset, you settle in quickly. One of the things people love about Cape Town is how far their money goes. For many international visitors, you can have world-class food, incredible views, and luxury experiences for much less than you'd expect. And that's part of what makes this place so special. But here's the part locals notice. For you, it might feel cheap. For the people living here, it's not. So when you're enjoying a great meal or getting amazing service, a little awareness goes a long way. Tip properly, be respectful, recognize the value, not just the price. Because the people creating your experience live here full-time, and when you approach it like that, you don't just enjoy Cape Town. You connect with it. Cape Town isn't just one culture. It's layers of history, identity, and influence, all existing at the same time. Different languages, different backgrounds, different ways of seeing the world, and sometimes, things that feel normal elsewhere don't quite translate the same way here. For example, terms like colored in South Africa refer to a specific cultural identity. Not an insult, just part of the country's history and social structure. Moments like that can feel confusing at first, but they're also what make the place so interesting. Because when you stay curious, people open up. And when that happens, you stop just seeing Cape Town, and you start understanding it. Cape Town might be one of the most beautiful places you'll ever visit. But it's not a postcard. It's a real city, with real challenges. There's incredible wealth, and visible inequality. There's world-class infrastructure, and things like load shedding. There are areas that feel like luxury holidays, and others where life is very different. And that contrast? It's part of the story. Not something to ignore, but something to understand. Because once you see Cape Town for what it really is, not just what it looks like, you appreciate it on a completely different level. So, what surprised you the most? Or if you've already been here, what's something you only learned once you arrived? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more real, insider Cape Town insights, subscribe to Cape Town Chronicles. The thing about Cape Town is, the more you understand it, the more it reveals itself. And once you see it properly, you never experience it the same way again.